G'day, how's it going? It is your mate Failbait coming at you with some comics on sale, looking specifically at Valiant Comics. Now, they are a lesser known company, but they still have some of the best characters, and there's a huge sale for Valorant. So if you're looking for a place to start, or if you've missed some old comics, or you're looking for something new that's not part of the main comic book Marvel and DC, you've found it. You've found the right place. This YouTube channel right here will tell you the 3 comic books that you'll want to get started with to introduce you to the storytelling styles, characters, and world that the writers and artists have created at Valiant Comics. Starting with who I think is their best character, Bloodshot. This is Bloodshot Reborn, Volume 1, Colorado, written by Jeff Lemire and drawn by Raul Allen, Miko Suwayan, and Jeff Lemire himself. So Bloodshot is an unstoppable killing machine, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a conscience. Like all the best samurai and cowboy movies, after his life of war and violence, he just wants to live in peace. However, he's haunted by these traumas, and he rises to action once more when some crimes happen that are a little too close to home. And despite his power and ability, he's very relatable, and his interactions with other characters are heartfelt and gut-wrenching, really investing us in the character. It's hard-hitting, violent, and action-packed storytelling, feeling more like a great action story with how tightly focused the narrative is and how cinematic the artwork can be. The artists here bring a real grittiness to the storytelling, making you feel every punch, kick, and broken bone, all thanks to their really detailed, but also like gritty, realistic storytelling styles. For the sake of recommendations, if you like Wolverine, Deadpool, or Punisher, this guy feels like all of the best parts of those characters put together. Check out Volume 1, Colorado, on sale until July 27th. It's got the whole series as well for 50% off or so. Definitely worth checking out the entire series. My second recommendation is for XO Manowar. It's written by Matt Kindt, who was something of a creative architect for the Valiant line during this era, really bringing his A-game with fellow collaborator and artist Thomas Giorello. So XO Manowar tells the story of an oncoming war, and the best person to protect everyone from it is XO Manowar. He's a soldier born during the time of ancient Rome, who was then abducted by alien species and turned into a true warrior who ultimately bonds with the XO Manowar armor. If that sounds confusing, just think it's like Conan being given the Iron Man armor. And if that isn't enough to sell you on the story, then maybe this will be. It's a tale of historical science fiction, perfectly captured by the art team with really cool designs and like the sort of dirty used universe concept. And the use of shading in the artwork really helps sell the kind of story Matt Kindt is writing, especially when it shows you some of the highs and lows of the character and helps emphasize the action throughout the story. There's plenty of action, so if you like that sort of, Conan mixed with Iron Man, with a bit of Thor thrown in as well, this guy's got it all. He's got the powers, the armor, the historical setting, and the position of leader among what remains of his people. So Volume 1, Soldier, has collected issues 1 to 3, and while that may not seem like a lot, the page count still equals what most other comic book collections have, and thankfully the other volumes are also all around 50% off, and makes for a great read throughout the entire series. Lastly, I'd recommend Faith, Volume 1, Hollywood and Vine. It's an endearing and uplifting story of an unlikely hero who definitely ranks among some of Valiant's more memorable characters. Faith is a Psyot, which means she has gifts and powers, and mostly her powers are flight, but they develop as the story progresses. But what I think really makes this comic book so good is the way it handles her civilian persona and the humor of her daily life, or the difficulties of it as well, interspersing that with glimpses of her superheroics and adventures. It's got flashes of Lois Lane and Clark Kent in it, as well as some Peter Parker Spider-Man vibes, but really this story is its own thing and showcases the lighter side of the Valiant universe. So if you want an alternative to, really action-packed, gritty superhero stories, this is the one to get. To finish off, the sale is, again, 50% off, and you can buy the entire series for about 50% off. But Hollywood and Vine, Volume 1, that's the start of it all. And up next, I'll do a quick, introduction to some of their other characters if you want to explore something else, because what Valiant Comics really does well is focus on, a small cast of characters that gives them their own feeling and their own aesthetic. Starting with Harbinger, Volume 1, Omega Rising. It was published earlier than the others, but really sets up the universe by introducing its main villain, as well as the community of supers and powers that Psiots are, which is something unique to Valiant Comics. And that's something I like about Valiant Comics, are the unique aspects. For example, it really gives us this character here called Ray or Rai, and it's set in the future, basically. So it's a futuristic cyberpunk samurai fighting an evil organization. So if you can't wait for Cyberpunk 2077, get this one, Samurai, because it's really cool. And it has katanas, so if that isn't the best advertisement right there, then I don't know what is. But maybe this one. If you like katanas, you'll like Ninjak or Ninja K. It's a modern-day assassin and ninja who's a bit of a mix between Batman and James Bond. Right, hear that? Batman and James Bond, and he has a katana too. So if it isn't clear by now, Valiant Comics and katanas are a match made in heaven. Check out Ninjak Volume 1, The Ninja Files by Christos Gage for one of the most thrilling spy superhero stories ever. So thank you for watching. This is Valiant Comics. If you are interested in Valiant Comics, maybe I'll do some more videos on it, going more in depth in their really cool characters and their worlds. But thank you so much for watching. This has been Comics with your mate Failbait. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully for Comixology's next sale.